The wrestling world was in shock after the passing of a true icon, Hulk Hogan. But what no one expected was that his death would ignite a firestorm of controversy, revealing a shocking, deeply personal feud between the legendary wrestler and his own daughter, Brooke. This isn't a story about a quiet farewell. It's a post-mortem battle over his legacy, his final wishes, and a final heartbreaking attempt at a reconciliation that may or may not have happened before the tragic passing of Hulk Hogan. There was a dramatic story unfolding behind the scenes. It's been said that in the final weeks of his life, the wrestling legend was desperately trying to patch things up with Brooke, and sources close to him claim he sent her a final heartfelt text message of apology. But what makes this story truly shocking is Brooke's claim. That message, she insists, never reached her phone. The only communication she recalls was a cryptic phone call he made before his new marriage. A brief, confusing moment that left her wondering what was really going on, but that was only the beginning of their public disagreement. The rift, however, went far deeper than a text message. Reports surfaced that Hulk had tried to arrange a meet with Brooke in Jacksonville, a chance to see her and her family one last time, but according to these same reports, when it came time to finalize the plans, Brooke simply ghosted him, a heartbreaking rejection in his final days. Yet, Brooke's story is a world away from that narrative. She alleges that her husband was the one who reached out to Hulk's son Nick to try and make the meeting happen. The reason it never came together, Nick reportedly said they were just too busy flying in and out on a private jet. But this was only one piece of the puzzle, but that wasn't the whole story. As the family drama escalated, sources claimed Hulk had sent birthday presents to Brooke that were returned to him unopened, and that she never called for the holidays. It was a picture of a family completely torn apart. Brooke's response, however, was simple and direct. She claimed she never received any gifts to begin with. It was another claim, another detail, that cast a shadow of doubt over the entire narrative being presented by Hulk's inner circle. But the most emotional moment was yet to come. The public feud reached a new level of emotional turmoil at the funeral. Insiders revealed that a chair had been set up for Brooke at his memorial service, a silent, hopeful gesture from his team. But she never showed. This sparked widespread disappointment, with many questioning why she would miss her own father's funeral. But Brooke had an explosive explanation. She was adamant that a big memorial service was the last thing her dad ever wanted. She claimed that, had he known his body would be carted around for 2 weeks before cremation, he would have been livid, saying that all he wanted was to be cremated and have his ashes put in the ocean behind his home. And her next statement would reveal an even darker secret, and what happened next would shock everyone. The public battle over his final wishes took a dark turn as Brooke revealed a stunning detail. She warned his team not to try and bury and silence her, because she, in her own words, knows too much. She even went so far as to claim she has screenshots that back up everything she's saying. This wasn't just a simple disagreement. It was a veiled threat, a hint at a larger, more scandalous story she was holding onto, ready to expose if they pushed her too far. But despite the public drama, there was a quiet, private side to her grief. In a poignant admission on a podcast, Brooke had confessed she hadn't spoken to her dad in the last 2 years. This stark silence stands in direct contrast to the public drama surrounding his death. In a final private moment that seemed to be an attempt to reclaim her own narrative, Brooke and her family were spotted celebrating his life at a Florida beach. It was a private farewell, a quiet moment of grief that stood apart from the media circus and the shocking post-mortem battle over his legacy. So, who is really telling the truth? So, what is the truth behind this tragic family feud? Was this the sad, desperate attempt of a father trying to reconnect, or was it a chilling effort to control a narrative after his death? The two sides of the story couldn't be more different. From the disputed final text, to the emotional funeral chair, and the explosive claims of screenshots, one thing is clear. The post-mortem battle for Hulk Hogan's legacy is far from over. The secrets Brooke Hogan claims to hold may be the only thing that will ever truly expose what happened behind the scenes.